Hello everyone. In today's video, I will be covering identifiers, rules for creating identifiers, reserved keywords, Python data types, precedence, and data type conversion. Okay, and each and every topic, these are the topics that I will be covering throughout this video, and you will get hands-on understanding on these topics. Okay. So the first topic is identifiers. What exactly identifiers means actually? So Python identifier is nothing but it is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, module or other object. So you don't need to worry about what is variable, function, module or other object. I will in the upcoming sessions, whenever I will be using whenever I use these variables or functions, I will be explaining you about them, about those keywords in detail, so you do not need to worry about that. Okay, so what are the rules for creating identifiers? Now we know that identifiers are nothing but to identify the variable or function and modules, other object, right? So what exactly we are using, what exactly we have to follow to create an identifier? Okay, so in identifier, the first thing, letters, we can use both the uppercase and lowercase. These both formats are allowed. Okay, and when it comes to digits, the starting letter of the identifier, the starting value of the identifier should not be having 0 to 9. These numbers are not allowed. Okay, and underscore, you can start your identifier with an underscore, that is absolutely fine. And please note that Python is a case sensitive, which means here if you can see, there are two words, my variable. Okay, my is starting with small and variable is starting with capital V. Here in the second word, if you can see, completely my and variable are completely in small letters. Okay, and here if you can see, M is capital in my and V is capital in variable. So these three are treated as different. Okay, these three are treated as different identifiers. So that is how importance it is given to this Python language. So please make sure whenever you create an identifier, case sensitive, as Python is case sensitive, you need to go through that. Okay, you need to make sure that you are not making any errors in that. So as I've mentioned, rules for creating identifiers. Okay, let me showcase how exactly it will be. Okay, so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so if you can see examples of valid identifiers. Okay, how exactly valid? So hyphen, we can use hyphen at the beginning. Okay, so hyphen internal hyphen variable, this way what exactly it indicate is that internal use. For internal use, we will be mostly writing in this kind of format. Okay, and my class. Okay, the way how it is written, capital M in my, and class, in class it is capital C. So we use it mostly for class names. Whenever we define class, we use this kind of format. Okay, calculate area, calculate hyphen area, for this convention we use for function names. Okay, and max value, we use this for convention for constant. Whenever we would like to assign constant values, then we use this kind of format. Okay, and here these are above are the valid examples for how to create identifiers. Okay, based on the rules that which I have explained you earlier. So here these are not the way how we are supposed to write an identifier. Okay, creating an identifier. Why? Because if you can see, 1, it is numeric, correct? So we should not be using numbers at the beginning of the identifier. And hyphen, this particular hyphen is not allowed while creating identifier. Okay, here if you can see, there is space in between my and variable, so it is not allowed. Okay, if is a keyword, it is not allowed. I will tell you in the next slide why exactly this if is not allowed. Okay, dollar contains a special character. Special characters are also not allowed in while creating identifiers. Okay. So now if you have seen there, if is not allowed to use, why it is not allowed, I will be explaining you that. So in Python we have reserved keywords. What exactly it is? You cannot use Python reserved keywords as identifiers because these keywords have special meaning in the language. Okay. In order to check what are those keywords, we can write this code. Okay. Import keyword. Okay. We are importing keywords, and print is nothing but a function. In that we are trying to pull up the details, right? What details we are trying to pull up? Keyword details we are trying to pull up. Keyword dot kw is nothing but short form of keyword list. Okay. So let me take you on the code and to the code platform and show you here. Okay. So what I have done, I have imported keyword. Okay. And after importing, print is a function. Okay. I will be explaining you about functions later on, but just understand print is a function, and what exactly print will have open parenthesis and close parenthesis. In that I am trying to pull the information from this keyword dot kw list, and when I am trying to run it, okay, if you can see these are the details I got. Okay, let me see. So these are all the keywords we are not supposed to use: false, none, true, and, as, etc. So I hope you understand, while creating identifiers we are not supposed to use these keywords. Okay. Okay, let me move on to the next topic. Okay. Python types. In Python there are different data types. What are they? One is basic data types, container data types, user defined data types. Okay. In basic types, if you can see, we are getting integer, boolean, string, float, complex, bytes. In container types, it is list, tuple, dictionary, set. User defined data types, it is class. Okay. So let me show you in the Google sheet how exactly it is, what exactly it means. Data type, integer. For integer, what exactly it is showing description as integer. What exactly int means? Integer. Examples 10, -5. This integer data type will hold these kind of values. Okay. Float means floating point number, 3.14, 2.5, -2.5, 3.14, anything in the decimal point, point after point we will be assigning values, right? So for that we use float. Complex is nothing but complex number, 2 plus 3j. It will be like real number, 2 is the real number and 3 is the imaginary, like that. Str is nothing but string. String is nothing but words, the words, like, you know, where we can store our names. For that we use string. So if you can see the example, hello, in double quotes it is there, right? Hello, comma, world, like this. Double quotes or in single quote also we can use them. Bool is nothing but boolean, true or false. So like this, if you can see data type, the description, what exactly they are, and the examples, we have it. Okay. Let me take on to another example now. Okay. So now we know what are Python data types. Okay. So in this you have to note that integers and float ranges. What exactly in this heading itself you can understand we are talking about integer and float ranges. Okay. Unlike some other programming languages like C or Java, Python integers have no fixed range. What exactly it is trying to convey is that in Python, suppose you have created one variable, okay, x is one variable, x equals to, we will be giving some value to them. You can give as much value as you can until and unless your system memory is not full. Okay. Once it is full, then you will get an error, but until and unless your memory is not full, system memory is not full, then you can give as much bigger value as you can. But whereas in C or Java, you cannot give that much size of number, you cannot give as much as you can. There is a limitation in that. That is what it is, this whole paragraph is all about. And many floats cannot be represented exactly in binary form. Okay, so what exactly we are doing? So the internal representation is often an approximation of the actual value. Okay, so let me showcase that example to you. Basic types. Okay, here if you can see basic types, what are all the basic types here? Int, boolean, string, float and complex type, correct? So what I was telling, in in integers, in Python we can give the range of an integer is as much big as it is, right? So I can give as many numbers as possible until and unless my system is full, storage is full. So x is an identifier, okay, and we are assigning a value to it. Okay, this is the value, correct? X equals to, we have given the assigned the value to it. Now what we are trying to do is that we are trying to know this is an identifier, okay, but what exactly this identifier is, we would like to know what exactly that identifier is. Okay, so for that what we are doing, print is a function, okay, and in that type is also a function. Type is one function. What type function does is that whenever you give any value inside the type, it will tell you whether it is an integer, boolean, string, float, complex, whatever the type it is, it will tell us. Okay, so as of now we would like to know what exactly this type is. So for that what we are doing, print open parenthesis and then type open parenthesis x, close the parenthesis and again close the parenthesis. Okay, so let's run it. If you can see, for this code we got the output as integer, so which means that this is an this is a integer variable. Okay, now we are trying to print x. Okay, print of x. So what exactly it is happening, whatever the value that is there, it is getting printed out in the output. Okay, so this print function, what exactly it does, it prints out the value, whatever the value that which we gave to this particular variable. Okay, it is being displayed in the output. Okay, suppose now y equals to 3.54. okay, so if you can see y equals to 3.54, let me take you to this Google sheet. Okay, so if you can see what is 3.14, or in point format whatever that is there, basically it is called as float, right? So now let's move on here. Y equals to 3.54, we would like to know what exactly it is, right? Print type of this y. Okay, type of y, we have given it over here. So what we got in the output, it is float, correct? So we got the right, we got to know that 3.54 is float. In the same way, if you would like to print it, okay, print of, we would like to print this y value. Okay, now let's run. If you can see, 3.54 is getting printed in the output. Okay, now so most of the times whenever we give value, right, like our name, class or age, names where a character will be there, right? So for that we use this string. So what exactly string is, those values will be returned in this colon. Okay, in this double quotes. Okay, z equals to double quotes hello world I have written. Okay, what is this type, I would like to know what exactly the type is. Okay, print type of z I have written. So before showing you, let me take you to this Google sheet again, and if you can see hello world, these kind of words, where these things get stored, this gets stored in string, correct? So now z equals to hello world, and I am trying to know what exactly this type is. If you can see, it is showing as string, class string. Now I would like to showcase this value in the output. For that what I do, let me showcase how exactly. Thanks for watching. So now I would like to showcase that. For that what function I use, print function, and this value is getting stored, this whole value that which I have given is getting stored in this z, correct? So for that reason, what I am doing in this print function, I am giving that z, okay, closing the bracket and then running the program. If you can see, it is getting displayed in the output. Thanks for watching. Okay. Now next one, c1 equals to 2 plus 3j. Here in this, 2 is real part and 3 is the imaginary part. Okay. In order to know what exactly this data type is, so what we are doing, print type of c1. Okay. So what we are getting in the output, class complex. Okay. In order to print the output, what I am doing, print c1. Let's run it. Okay. If you can see, 2 plus 3j, we got it in the output. Now byte data equals to, we have given the value to it. To know it what it is, print type of byte data, and to show the, to see the output, print byte data. Why we are using this byte data? Because this whole value, see, this whole value is getting stored in this byte data. Okay. So this is how, and let me run the program. So if you can see, b colon, this is bytes. Okay. So these are the basic data types. Okay. Now let's move on to the next topic. Container types. So if in container types, if you can see here, container types, what are all that are there in the container types? List, tuple, dictionary, set. Correct? Okay. What is list? List is nothing but order. Okay. It is ordered. Mutable sequences. Mutable is nothing but whenever you give some value to it, later on you can change those values. Okay. List maintains the order and it has an order. It maintains order as they were added. You can change what you can do in list. You can add, remove and modify the elements. Okay. Once the list is created, it can hold items of different data types. So whenever we use list, we can able to maintain the list maintains the order. Okay. And we can add, remove, modify, and at the same time it can hold items of different data types. Let it be integer, float, string. Okay. Now tuple, let me show you the example right away for list. Okay. So here my list equals to 1 comma hello comma I have created. So whenever in list, make a note of it, in list we always create, list will be with the open brackets like this. Within these are the, for list we use this open brackets. Okay. Within this open bracket we define our list. Okay. So now here my list equals to 1 comma hello comma 3.14 true. Now what I am doing, I am trying to print my list. Okay. Print my list. Why we are using my list over here? Because these all values are getting stored in this my list. You got it right? So now let me run this program. If you can see, we are getting the output 1 comma hello comma 3.14 comma 2. Correct? So now accessing elements. So if you can see, print my list of 0, print my list of 1. What exactly it is? Why we are using this zeros and ones over here? So this is an this is an array, right? So in this particular one, what exactly the values? The 1 is in the 0th index. So in this array, these values are stored in a sequence. So the first position starts with 0, second position starts with 1, 2, 3. Okay, basically here 1, 2, 3, 4. In general, we have that, right? Whenever we store values, first position, second position, third and fourth. But whereas in programming, in Python programming language, the first position, okay, it starts with 0, 0th position, first position, second position, third position, like that it is. So now if you can see what I am doing, print my list of 0. So what I am trying to print out, I am trying to print this 1. So where 1 is stored in the 0th position. Okay. So that being the reason I have written as my list of 0. Print my list of 1. Okay. In the 1 position what is there? Hello. Because 0 it is, 1 is the hello, correct? So output we are supposed to get. Let me check. Okay. If you can see for this first one, my list of 0, we are getting 1, and my list of 1, we are getting hello, correct? And modifying elements. Now suppose I have mentioned that in list we can add, remove or modify. This I have mentioned. So let's try to modify. So in the 0th position, what is the value we have? We have 1 value. So I want to change that 1 value to other thing. Okay. So let's try. My list of 0 equals to, I want to change it to 100. Okay. So now I have changed that. Let me run the program. Okay. See. Now if you can see, after changing this my list of 0 equals to 100, print my list, after changing this, it has changed the value from 1 to 100. Okay. Here in the output you can see that. Okay. After changing this value, what I am doing, I am trying to print my list, and then here we got the output. Okay. Now what I wanted to do is that I would like to add a new item. Okay. See, because it has given that feasibility for us that we can add also. Now what we have done, we have modified right now. So we have modified. Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to add. Okay. Let's try adding that. My list dot append. Okay. So no need to worry about this dot append and all. I will be explaining you in the next topics whenever this topic comes specifically. Okay. My list dot append, new item. Okay. Print my list. So in the my list dot append, what I do, I have added a new item. Okay. So now I am printing it. Let's run the program. If you can see 100 comma hello comma 3.4 true comma, so this is the value that which I have added, and it is getting stored in this my list. Okay. We have successfully added that. And when we use list, there are different types of data types, right? So why we use this list is use case. If you can see, ordered collection, whenever if there is a requirement of order, the information to store it in a order format, then we can use list. That needs to be modified, but at the same time the information that which we store today, it is fine, whatever that we have stored the information, that is okay. But later on, if you would like to change that data, okay, then we can use list. Okay. Example, storing a list of tasks in a to-do list application. Suppose, see, we have a mobile application, right? So to-do task, today I have mentioned I have to wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock, and then what I have done is, for that what I do, this I have added. Later on I decided, no, I have to go to gym at that particular point of time, so I have to wake up early in the morning at 5 o'clock. So what I have done is, I have modified it. Okay. I have modified the information. Okay. That is nothing but changed. So, and if I am not going to the gym at all, then what I wanted to do, I am not going for the gym, so I will be removing that from my task. Okay. So that is how the list is going to help us. So blindly remember, list will always be used with this brackets, in this open brackets. Okay. Where these brackets are used for list. And whenever you see this kind of list, remember that you can modify the values. Okay. You can modify the values, add or delete. Now let me take you to the second example. Okay. Now here tuple, order, it is also order, immutable sequence. Here the sequences are immutable, which means that we cannot change the values. Once the values are created, we cannot modify them. Like list, tuple maintains order, it has order like list, but however you cannot change elements after the tuple is created. So what it is trying to convey is that it is also in the order format, but you cannot change the elements once it is created. Okay, let me take you through the example, explain you through the example. Okay, so here it is tuple. Tuple will be used, tuple, the format will be like parenthesis, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Okay, this tuple will be defined in this parenthesis. Okay, my tuple equals to 1 comma hello comma 3.142. Okay, now what we are doing, print my tuple. Okay, to see this, let me run the program. Okay, so if you can see 1 comma hello comma 3.14 false. Now we got this, right? So now I am trying to modify. So where is 1 stored? In the 0th position, correct? Hello is stored in first position, 3.14 is stored in second position, false is stored in third position, correct? So now I would like to change this 1 to 100. Okay, so where this 1 is located? In the 0th position, correct? So I am trying to access elements. Okay, this I am trying to access this particular element. Print my tuple of 0. Okay, what is there in the 0th position? It is 1. Now what I am doing over here, if you try to, if you can see, trying to modify tuple will result an error. Okay, what I am doing, my tuple equals to, my tuple of 0 equals to 10. Let me write that over here. Let me write that code. Okay, my tuple equals to my tuple of position, right? Which position I am trying to change? My tuple of 0th position equals to 100 and print my tuple. See, if you can see, you are getting an error, my tuple of 0 equals to 1. What is the error? Tuple object does not support item assignment. So this particular tuple object, okay, this tuple object does not support this modification. I mean, we cannot change the values. Okay, I hope now it is clear. Okay, what is the use case for this one? So use case will be ordered collection of items that should not be modified, useful for representing records or data that should remain constant. Suppose spending, like suppose you are tracking values and once the details are submitted, you do not want to change that. Okay, that is one example. There we can use this thing where you can use a tuple in that scenario. Example is representing coordinates or RGB color values, red, green, blue. So whenever you do not want to change the value, then you can use tuple. Tuple will be in parenthesis, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Okay, let me explain you the next one. Set. In set we have unordered collection of unique elements. So here we do not have any order. Okay, sets do not maintain any specific order, they automatically remove duplicate values. You can add or remove elements from a set. So here in set it is unordered collection, we do not have any specific order, but we can add or remove. Okay, we can add or remove, but we cannot modify, we can add or remove. Okay, and it does not have, just a minute, unordered collection of unique elements. Sets do not maintain any specific order, they automatically remove duplicate values. So suppose 100 is returned twice in the data. Okay, so what it does is that it removes 100 which is twice and it only adds only once. So let me take you this example over here for this. Okay, yeah, my set equals to 1 2 2 3 4 4 5. Okay, so what we are doing, print my set equals to what we are supposed to get in the output, 1 2 3 4 5, order may vary. Okay, so let me run this and showcase you. So 1 2 2 3 4 4, but in the output if you can see what is happening, 1 2 2 3 4 4 5, right? But what exactly we are getting? 1 2 3 4 5. What happened here? 2 2 is double, 4 4 is double, so whatever that is double it has removed automatically, and it is printing my set. So in the sets, any value which is returned double or many times more than 2, then it will automatically delete it. And my set dot add, we are trying to add 6 to this set. Okay, so for that when we added, what is happening? 1 2 3 4 5 6, we are getting it in the output. My set dot remove. Okay, remove, what I am trying to remove? This 1, so that being the reason I have mentioned 1. So what is the output we are getting? 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, let me repeat this again. In sets, we the order, we do not have any order. Okay, and duplicate values will be removed automatically. Okay, and there are two options we have. We can add values and we can remove elements. Okay, what is a use case? Unordered collection of unique items, useful for removing duplicates or checking for membership. Okay, we can use it for when to remove duplicates from the list. Okay, example, storing a collection of unique user IDs or tags associated with a blog post. Suppose imagine you are in a college and where you are creating ID cards. Okay, for that you will be having a list, correct? And in that list you want to make sure that there are no duplicates. You do not want to print ID cards double or triple. So for that you can use this data type, you can use this sets. Okay, because what it does, it automatically eliminates the values that are repeated. So in this way we can optimize, I mean we do not need to print ID cards repeatedly. Same ID cards we do not need to print. Okay, and the last one is dictionaries. Unordered collection of key value pairs. Dictionaries store data as key value pairs where each key is unique and maps to a corresponding value, mutable. You can add, remove or modify key value pairs. So what exactly it is saying? It is also an unordered collection, and here the values will be in this format: key value, key value, key value, like this it will be. And here it is mutable. These dictionaries are mutable. It means that you can add, you can remove and you can modify key value pairs. Dictionaries. So suppose dictionaries also, it will be using curly bracket. Okay, here we are using, here we are using curly bracket. So in curly bracket, print my dictionary. Okay, let me run this. If you can see, after running it, we are getting this details. In the name, we are getting LS, age 30, city New York. Okay, like this. This is key value pair, right? So this is key pair. Okay. Now print my dict name. What I am doing is, in my dictionary I am trying to pull out the name, what exactly the name is as aligned. Okay, for this output is allies I am supposed to get. Are we getting that? Yes, we are getting that. Okay, name, we are trying to give the name over here, and what it is doing, it is giving us the value, what exactly this key is holding, that output we are getting here. Okay, so modifying values, what I am doing, in my dictionary I am going to this particular one, I am writing this age over here. Okay, so after writing that, what I am doing, I am writing age equals to 31. What exactly it was here? 30, right? So I am trying to modifying that. Let me do that to 300. See, let me run the program. If you can see, age earlier it was 30, but now after 300 I am again printing my dictionary, this whole variable. When I am trying to print that, it is giving me the value of 300 over here. Okay, so adding values, we would like to add values. Okay, what I am doing for that, my dictionary. Okay, my this one I am writing over here, my dict, and open brackets, double colon, job, this is the key, equals to engineer. Okay, so printing that my dictionary again. So in the output what we are getting, this special thing is also getting added. Okay, now let me create another one also. Okay, my dict of subscribers, okay, equals to motivation. Okay, let me run this. Okay, this has run, let me print that. Okay, my text. So if you can see, it has been added, subscribers motivation. So like this. And what is the use case for this one? Storing key and value. Okay, useful for representing data with name, fields or attributes. Example, storing user profiles, product information or configuration settings. Suppose name, age and all, these are all the basic details. Okay, login details. Suppose whenever you use any application, right, so there we will use this login applications, right. So for there we can use these dictionaries, because we need to store our name, age or location like that, right. So in that scenario we can use dictionaries. Okay, so now the next topic is precedence. Precedence defines the priority of operators. Okay, whenever whenever we have mathematical expression, okay, how we need to perform that calculation, what comes first, whether multiplication comes first or division comes first. So in order to know that, okay, remember this keyword PEMDAS. Okay, once after what does this PEMDAS means? P represents parenthesis, okay, exponents, E for exponents, M for multiplication, division, A for addition, subtraction. Okay, remember this keyword PEMDAS. Okay, so here if you can go to this PEMDAS tab, here we have one example. Okay, result 1 equals to 10 minus 4 plus 2. What I have written, subtraction and addition have the same precedence, so they are evaluated from left to right. What exactly it is saying here is that, so suppose we have 10 minus 4 plus 2. So what is coming exactly after 10? What is that? Minus, correct? So subtraction and addition have the same precedence. They both have the same precedence. So in that scenario, what we have to do is that whatever comes first, that we have to do. If addition comes first, then we have to do that. If subtraction comes first, then we have to do subtraction. I mean, whatever comes first. If subtraction comes first, minus. If addition comes first, then it is addition. 10 minus 4 plus 2, correct? So what is this? 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8, correct? So here I have written C. Result 1 equal 10 minus 4 plus 2. Print result 1. Okay, what is the output we are going to get? We are going to get the output as 8. Okay, and in result 2 equals to 10 divided by 2 into 3. For this, what is the rule we have? 10 divided, division and multiplication. How subtraction and addition have the same precedence, here also division and multiplication have the same precedence. Whatever comes first, we have to proceed with that. Okay, so 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 into 3 is 15. Are we getting the value? Yes, we are getting. So for this, let us try to change the value and check. Okay, let us try to change the values and check. So result 2 equals to 10 plus 4 minus 2. Print. Okay, so what is the value I am getting? Result 2 equals to, what is the first thing that which we got? Earlier it was minus, first we got, then that being the reason we have performed subtraction over here. but first here we got the plus symbol, right? So that being the reason, 10 plus 4 is 14, 14 minus 2 is 12. Are we getting the value? Yes. Let's try the same for this as well, for division part as well. Okay. Okay, result equals to 10 into 2, let me change that to 2 divided by 2. Okay. Okay, 10 into 2 is 20, 20 divided by 2 is 10. Are we getting the value in the output? We are getting that. Okay, that's it. So in this format the calculation goes on. This is how the precedence goes on. Okay, this is how, remember this keyword PEMDAS. Okay, data type conversion. Okay, in today's topic, in today's video, this will be the last topic, data type conversions. Okay, implicit type conversion. Python sometimes automatically converts type in certain situations, especially during arithmetic operations. Okay, this is called implicit type of conversion or coercion. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, so here x equals to 10, y equals to 3.1. So x equals to 10, if you can see, it is an integer. How I am saying it is an integer? In the sheet which I have shared to you earlier, I mean which I have shown you earlier, int is nothing but integer. What is the kind of value it holds? 10, minus 5, like this, correct? So now let me go here. If you can see, it is in that format only, right? 10. Now y equals to 3.14. It is float because it is in point format, so I am saying it as float. Let me check with the sheet. So float point number, and what are the examples for 3.14 or minus 2.5? This is how the format for this one, right? So here, so this is float, correct, and this is integer. Now let's see what is going to happen. Result equals to, in result equals to x plus y. Okay, what we are basically doing is we are adding 10 plus 3.14 because we are these values are stored in x and y, that being the reason we are writing x plus y over here. Okay, now what we would like to see, we would like to know result, what is the result it is going to give us, because this 10 is integer, this 3.14 is float. Okay, now result equals to x plus y. What exactly this result is going to become now? Whether it is going to be integer, whether it is going to become float, or what exactly it is. So for that reason, print is a function where we can see the output, right? Type is a function where it will tell us whether it is an integer, float, or something, correct? So let me run the program. See, first example over here for this particular one, if you can see, it has been converted to float. Okay, by default it has converted, but see 10 is an integer, but it has got converted when we did this arithmetic operation. So that is what is that is what is a type of conversion. We call that conversion as implicit conversion or coercion. And there is another type, explicit type conversion. Explicit nothing but where we are manually trying to change. Let's read the definition. You can explicitly convert a value from one type to another using built-in type conversion functions. Okay, so here we can convert a value from one type to another using built-in type conversion functions. Let us see that. So explicit type conversion, okay, x equals to 3.14. Now you know that 3.14 is nothing but float. So now what I am doing to convert this float into integer, for that what I am doing, I am creating one variable, okay, y equals to, okay, integer. What is this int? This is the one I would like to convert. I would like to convert this x data, I mean x data type, okay, and now as of now this x is a float, correct, float data type. So for that x I want to convert that to integer. So that being the reason I am writing int before and then brackets, in brackets I am giving this x. Okay, what does exactly this does? Converts float to int, and then we are checking whether that has been done successfully or not. For that reason we are printing it and trying to check whether what is the type of y. Okay, let's run this. If you can see, it has changed to integer. Okay, now another example, s equals to 1 2 3 double quotes. In double quotes, whenever we return something in double quotes in this format, remember it considers it as a string. Okay, here if you can see, let's go to the reference sheet. Okay, string, so string will be in double quotes, those values will be in the double quotes. You got it right. Now s equals to 1 2 3. Now what I am trying to do, I am trying to convert this this string value to integer. That being the reason I have created a random normal any value, any variable name. Okay, n is the value, n is a variable name I have taken, equals to integer, trying to convert the data type to integer. And what is the variable over here? S. That being the reason we have kept that variable s inside it, and then we are checking with the help of print function whether what is the type of it. And see, if you can see, it has changed to integer. Now another one, b equals to true. Okay, I equals to int of b, we are trying to change this b to integer one. So print a type of I, what it is getting? It is getting as integer. What exactly happens is that true becomes 1 and false becomes 0. So here true, b equals to true, right? So what exactly is happening? True becomes 1 and false becomes 0. Output, when we are printing it, it is becoming output as 1. So which means that it has been changed. Okay, now x equals to 10, y equals to float, print type of y. X is 10, it is an integer, correct? Now y equals to float of x, what we are trying to change from integer to float, correct? So for that reason we are mentioned float over here, in the bracket we have mentioned x. So in the output we get it as type of y is float. Now s equals to 3.14, I mentioned earlier, whenever it is in double quotes it will consider as a string. For that we are changing that to float of this s variable. Now it has been changed from integer string to float, and we are trying to print that type of f. Now b equals to false, f equals to float of b. What exactly happening over here? Converting boolean to float. True becomes 1.0 and false becomes 0.0. So because false holds 0, that being the reason, print a type of f will by default show you the output as 0.0. Okay, and one last topic that that I will be showcasing you here. If you can see, whenever we write a code, in between the codes, if you can see, in general I have written this kind of text, right? Hash, if you can see at the beginning, hash, it is there. Okay, and here if you can see, double quotes, triple quotes I have given over here, quote, 3 quotes. Okay, what exactly it means is that we are using them to convey the message, if to so that when we run the program, when I run this whole program, these particular lines will be excluded in running that program. Suppose what happens if I remove this hash? Let me show you. Let me run the program. See, trying to modify a tuple will result invalid syntax. Why we are getting that? Because it does not understand, the software does not understand what exactly this text is. So in order to remove that error, we are doing this, commenting it out. So commenting can be done in 3 formats. One is hash, in this one. Second one in this format, triple quotes and all. And third one is like this. See, okay. these are the comments. In this way, whenever you write some code, in between, if you would like to convey something when to your co-developers, or to your friends or whomever, so that they do not make any changes, or so that they understand what exactly you have write the code in certain format, then you can use these three formats in commenting your uh, comment over there, whatever you would like to write over there. Okay. So I think these are the topics that which I plan to explain you today, and if you in going further, I will be explaining you other topics like classes, objects, and functions, and keywords also. How exactly, what are objects, why exactly we use them. So everything in detail. I want to make sure that to understand those complicated topics in simple format, as simple as it can be. Okay. And if you really like my content, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get more updates regarding the Python programming language. Thanks for watching and have a good day.